Alicia Watkins. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I'm here with my Watkins on kind of a sad day. It's very early, and we saw this crazy story with this woman by the name of and Nicole Linton. Just had this. There was this terrible car crash, and an entire family was killed. A pregnant woman and her unborn child, as well as her 1-year-old baby. And it just broke my heart. First, I want to ask my wife, "How you doing today, babe?"
I'm all right. You woke me up crazy this morning.
I did. I was.
You're a little disruptive in the middle of the night.
That, that's
Yeah,
that's that's how I roll, I guess.
yeah.
Uh, and I conversation, which I admit it's not the most positive. I think it's important to discuss this because there are some underlying issues that perhaps we can. I want to ask you all before we begin some housekeeping. Are you all able to hear us? Let us know if you give us a yes in the chat if we're coming through. All right. Also, shout out the city that you're from. Terry Cobb. How you doing, Terry? I always see Terry in here. Let us know if you can hear us. Okay. Gary knew. Gary's already on it. Gary says she's linked to 13 other accidents. Okay.
Mm.
Are you coming through? It says very choppy. Yes. Give me a yes or no. Just a little. Okay. The mic is choppy. Okay. Thank you for telling me. Let's see if fix the choppiness on the mic. I don't see anything with settings. In and out. Oh man, that makes you mad. That upsets you. Okay, let's try to see if we can work through it. Let me know. Let me know if we're coming through it enough where you can understand. Sorry, guys, about the choppiness of the mic. I guess that's what we get for trying something new, right?
We did try starting to try stuff new.
It, it is.
New
It
stuff.
is.
And
It is. So maybe I can shut some stuff.
are you on the right internet?
Let me see. Hold on. Let me check that. Hold on. Okay. Ain't no way. How do I get this off the screen? We're acting like old people with technology. Okay. Let me pull the chat up on the screen. That way it'll pop up here. All right. And I'll just keep going, and maybe we'll still be able to come through. Okay. Um, this lady had this accident and killed. She's facing 90 years in prison, apparently, and and nothing wrong with that. I mean, I think she was facing $9 million in bail, and a lot of people felt they didn't actually give her bail because they considered her to be a flight risk. On it, babe. What
Yeah,
do you think?
but boys, did you see the video?
Yeah,
She went through the red light.
yeah, it was terrible.
That it was like a bullet going through that light. I mean, it just tells you how random things are. Like, if she had been 5 minutes, adios. If she had been 5 minutes earlier, it would have been someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but going through that light, it definitely would have been somebody
Mm.
greatly injured. And I'm still alive. I mean, those were the thoughts going through my head in the video. Did you? There was a lady in the putting gas in her car, and she said the baby out of the car and landed at her feet.
That's
That's how
her.
fast this.
Yeah, she was flying through that light.
That
It
it
was
just like
messy.
flew. Like, I mean, from across. I can't
Mm.
even imagine what that lady's feeling right now. Gas in the car, and all of a sudden, an actual human being is right there at your feet.
I
It's
feel
just
I
awful.
feel like this story is traumatic, even for people that weren't there, just heard about it. It's like I'm traumatized. I don't know if anybody like I feel like this just affected like all of us in some way. And there's the little baby. Um, Well, I'm supposed to have a picture of the baby that pops up. There we go.
This.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, actually, there's so many terrible things that's happening in the news, and I think this one tops
Hmm.
awful things. I mean, we could do. I mean, if we wanted to, we could decide every day to the tragic things that happen in the news. But I really think that this just what I've seen in recent amount of time. Don't you think?
Yeah, I mean it's well, I think with this lady, it's is how you know I don't understand how she was driving a car first. 13 other accidents. She should have had a license.
Mm-hmm.
Why was she even allowed to think? There's a lot of accountability that is going to happen to a lot of people that drive her car. There's also accountability for the hospitals that were hiring her, knowing the health issues.
Well, this is the thing. You can't not hire somebody with health issues. It's not like I think maybe some things need to stigmatize people because there are a lot of people with mental health issues. They take their medication, very fulfilling life. So I don't want to stigmatize
Okay.
people who struggle in this way. I think that take with the issues that you have, you're impaired, right? So you're an
Hmm.
impaired driver, so that's what I think is happening
Hmm.
with
Well,
that.
so I get that. That makes sense. I think that it just makes me also, again, the initial reports were about this boyfriend that she was supposedly arguing. Reporting on it, I think one of her friends said that this is what was going on, arguing with your boyfriend, and you slam into innocent people, because you're mad at your boyfriend. I think that speaks also to emotional intelligence. Like, my life is ruined because of an argument with her boyfriend.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm sure that's too. But her whole life is ruined probably because of a series of things. That her just snapping. I mean, it's a black woman. That's the same. Like it's like night and day. The picture of her here, she is this seemingly. I mean, nurses are angels. Do you know anybody who's a nurse? Like,
Mm,
I even think they are above and beyond like what doctors do because nurses care. And doctors will say, they'll do the surgery, they'll write they'll do all these things, but nurses, I think, are just extra special people because they're there. What you are like CNAs or whatever, they're wiping butts, and that's a very
mm.
important part. And so that's the thing with
Well,
nurses.
I don't know. Well, let me. I have a little video clip. I'm gonna try to play this clip. I don't know exactly if really even see um, the screen properly. See, I think it's got this crap on the thing. I
Oh,
keep the screens. So let me just play this clip, and
okay.
that way we can kind of get a recap.
On surveillance video, the driver is suspected of speeding through an intersection and running a red light in the middle of the day. She's identified as 37-year-old Nicole Linton, arrested on suspicion of vehicular manslaughter. Linton sustained moderate injuries in the collision. Among the victims, a pregnant woman and her unborn child. And now Eyewitness News reporter David Gonzalez is live in Windsor Hills with more of the crash and what we're now learning about the victims. David.
Now just take a look at this memorial that has been growing at this intersection ever since that crash took place.
We're still going through the stages of grieving, and we're just at stage one.
Shauna Kerr and her family are in utter shock as they try to process the tragic deaths of her older sister, Asheray Ryan, her 11-month-old nephew, Alonzo, and Asheray's unborn child.
We're in denial. We're in denial because that stuff happens on movies.
Shauna says her loved ones were killed when a driver in a Mercedes coupe barreled through the intersection of La Brea and Slauson on Thursday. She says her sister, who she called Ray Ray, had just left her home and was heading to her third trimester checkup when the crash happened.
She literally walked out the door because we all live together. And she said, okay, I love y'all. I'm going to my doctor's appointment to check up on the baby.
Shauna says she offered to watch Alonzo, but Asheray wanted to take her son for a car ride.
My nephew was my son's first best friend. My nephew was like my son's brother. On behalf of my family, we forgive you.
Well, you know what? First of all, this was very sad. What's also sad is that apparently my audio is not that good. Hear this or not, but we're gonna go ahead and end the podcast early because I can't. I don't know why the audio isn't going through well. So you want to say goodbye?
Come back in. Let's come back.
Yeah, we'll come back in a little bit later, guys. So sorry about the audio. We will come back with better audio. So please take care and have a good talk to you soon. Take care now. Bye bye.